XRP Big Surprise? Please read the disclaimer. Hello, beautiful people. Shalom, money makers. So XRP is surprising everybody with a very nice movement here today. Why is XRP breaking out? Why is some of the crypto market also breaking out? We'll talk about all that. All I ask from you is that you give me a beautiful smile to send out those good vibes. Smishity smash that like button and let's get into it. So currently it looks like it's basically a done deal that on Wednesday, the Fed is going to keep interest rates where they are. So it's about right now, I think it's a 99.9% probability that that's happening, right? So it's a 99. I'll show you. Whoops. Here. Whoops. No, not that. Here we go. 99.9% probability that that's going to happen. So with that and what we know right now, the market is like, okay, we know what is going to potentially happen here with the Fed, and we have another thing that is off the table that could potentially scare the market. Moreover, right, we are seeing oil prices come down a little bit. So if they open up at $100 here this morning, right now they are sitting at $94. So they have come down a little bit, and that's put some positive momentum into the crypto market right now. XRP is basically at the highest level that it has been since February 15th, right, when we had that big Sunday where we had a very weird price action and XRP went up to 166 and then sold off. So this is the highest level we've been. We're now getting close to, on the 4-hour chart, you can see here, the trend line. So we have the trend line from here. And so we're getting close to that, and potentially we could have a breakout from that trend line. So that's going to be something that we're going to be watching for XRP in the next coming days to see if this can happen. Again, if you watched the video in the morning, I reminded us that even if XRP goes up a little bit, and if we have a little bit of a breakout, we've been here before, okay? So we always have the monkey on our back. We're always going to be looking at what's happening in the market, but the market is doing good today, okay? So Ethereum is up 7%. This was after on the weekend, it was announced that Tom Lee had bought a significant amount of Ethereum from the Ethereum fund. And, 2 days later, Ethereum is pumping. Cardano's up also nice today. Solana's up 3%. And Bitcoin is up, right? But only 1.8% on the day at 74,135. Now, we'll see what happens here. Again, XRP is battling that resistance here. It did go over on the 1 minute chart, but the 1 minute, sometimes, it depends on how I drew it and if the angle is correct. So I'd rather see XRP close here on the 4-hour chart above this trend line. And then I'd be a little bit more confident on what could potentially come here. Another interesting thing that could potentially come is if we have a crossover on the 1348 EMA. That is getting closer and closer for Bitcoin, and for Ethereum even closer as we have these big movements. On the 4-hour, we already are seeing that. We saw that a while back, and when that crossed over, we saw the big movement here for Ethereum, and for, of course, XRP also had that crossover a few days ago on the 4-hour. So it will be very interesting from price action point of view to see what is going to happen. Now, if we look at what's going on with stocks, stocks are up today. S&P 500 up as well. You can see VIX dropping 12% here today. There's a lot less fear on the whole Iran oil situation, and so that is. We have the president and the secretary of treasury saying more fuel ships can pass the strait, and oil prices could ease as supply fears fade. So all of that is moving the fear down. Something interesting that just happened, kind of wild action. The CEO of Nvidia just mentioned that they could potentially see 1 trillion of demand through 2027, and then it just went bananas and then totally sold off. I don't know what happened there, but that's just a reminder of how markets can be super duper volatile sometimes. And, a word by a CEO or a word by the president can totally shake up the value of an asset. So this is just a reminder that, we always need to be careful. Okay. Now, I do actually own Nvidia stock. It's maybe the biggest stock So it's good. It's good if they do have 1 trillion in profits there through revenue through 2027. But as always, I just want to remind you that this video is for educational purposes, for entertainment purposes only, not financial advice. Always do your own due diligence before you decide to invest. I do not know what the price of XRP is going to be today, tomorrow, or the next day. I'm a long-term investor, long-term holder of XRP. Day to day, of course, there's going to be, some movement. Sometimes you have breakout days like today. If you are interested, our partner BTCC will give you opportunity to trade the market. Right now, actually, they're giving a 30% bonus. I don't have the, I'll pull it up 1 second. Here we go. We're getting a 30% deposit bonus once you sign up using my link. So if you are interested, you put your information here and you sign up and you start trading. Now, please trade responsibly. Again, the market is up right now, but tomorrow might be down. So please trade responsibly. But remember that if you do use my link instead of someone else's link, I will get a commission. It is an affiliate link. So thank you for that. So interestingly, this morning, we've talked about many times about South Korea, right? And how South Korea sometimes is a catalyst for XRP. So 14 altcoin volume surged on Korean exchanges. Upbit and BitHump saw a sharp spike in trading activity over the past 24 hours, led by XRP, Trump, and Dcargo there. XRP alone recorded about 121 million in combined volume, including 88 million on Upbit and 33 million in BitHump. So you can see that XRP many times is moved because of what's happening in the markets, but also it gets fueled sometimes by the South Korean market. So that's just something we need to take into consideration. Interesting, this severe storms and tornado warnings causing flight disruptions have forced the crypto tax roundtable to be postponed again. Two of the hosting members of Congress were among those affected by flight delays. So again, crypto tax is very, very important. Remember when there was a rumor that there would be no crypto tax on American-made crypto? What happened to that? I told you back then that it's probably unlikely, and it never came to fruition. Maybe in the future, I don't know. But that was one of the things that people were insinuating that Trump might want to do, but not yet. Not yet. Maybe in the future. We'll see. Grayscale's head of research says U.S. regulatory clarity under the Clarity Act could trigger a major repricing of XRP as institutional demand for XRP-linked product grows. I made a video last night about the potential of XRP and what could happen if XRP gets to higher prices. And we talked about the Clarity Act and what could happen with institutional demand. So if you're interested, go and check that out. T. Rowe Price files Amendment number 2 for its active crypto ETF, which will track multiple assets, including Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, and Litecoin, and Shiba Inu, among other assets. So again, another of these conduits that have, or ETFs that have multiple cryptocurrencies inside of them. And I think that that is going to be much more popular in like 10, 15 years because, most people, they don't want to track each individual asset. They'll say, okay, give me like top 10, give me top 50. I want an ETF that tracks those, right? And I think that's going to be much more popular in the future. So I think that we'll see more and more of these kinds of headlines coming forward. This was an interesting update here on digital marketplace is important for the future, and Ripple is the right partner to take us there. Eddie Gonzalez, president of iPayout, is now delivering real-time payouts in the US, Canada, from days to seconds using Ripple. You can see AI Payout is an API first payout platform designed to help business move money globally without operation complexity. Before working with Ripple, cross-border payments into North America could take days to settle, drying up working capital and limiting how liquidity platforms could deliver funds to users. By integrating Ripple's real-time payment infrastructure, iPayout enables faster, more transparent payout in the United States and Canada. This allows banks, PSPs, and digital platforms to support high-volume payout flows such as merchant settlements, freelancer payments, and treasury distributions. The result is faster settlement, improved liquidity management, and more scalable payout infrastructure for a global platform. So again, there's if you watch the video, there's like a XRP, and they're talking about the infrastructure there of the payments. I don't know if any of you have done cross-border or international payments, but it's a pain in the beep, right? It takes multiple days, and the fact is, if I can get the payments in seconds, it's a total game changer. I know most of you are Americans, so you don't have this problem, but it's a big problem for people that export and import from the US. So it will be very interesting. Oh, I forgot. I wanted to share with you that I had a first. So I was about to make the video before I was like, you know what? Let me take a shower, right? Don't worry, it's not getting risque. I was in the shower, soaping, my hair, and I was thinking to myself, well, we haven't had an alarm for a while since this morning. I hope it doesn't come while I'm recording the video. And while I'm soaping my hair there, suddenly I hear beep, right, alarm. So that was the first. That's the first time that I've ever been caught in the shower. This is another reminder that life, you always have firsts. You're always going to have something that happens to you for the first time, and sometimes you're going to be lucky and sometimes you're going to be unlucky, and just we have to go with the flow. So that's just another reminder, always small things that remind myself that you know you're always going to have things that are new, and you have to go with the flow, right? President Trump just said that the Fed should hold a special meeting to cut interest rates right now. What a better time to cut interest rate than now? A third grade student would know that. And then you go to the probabilities, and it says 99.9% that we won't get a cut there. So the president wants one thing, the Fed is going to do another thing, and that's the current situation right there. So we'll see what happens here with XRP in the next coming hours. Let me know, what do you think? Do you think XRP is going to continue this movement to the upside? Are we going to see a breakage of the trend line there and potentially see XRP go to the next resistance area at 162? We just flipped here to a buy because a lot of the moving averages, all the short-term moving averages, are just flipped. And then you got the 100 and the 200 moving averages for XRP that went to the red here. And then Ichimoku base is always neutral. I've never seen it anything else. I have to do research, and I'll create a bot that any asset that goes to buy, I'm jumping on it because I've never seen it anything but neutral. I have to research what would happen here to make it go into the blue. And the oscillators are all neutral or blue there. So it's going to be very interesting to see what happens with XRP. Again, shwaya, slowly, or small, and we'll see what potentially could happen here for the crypto market. Again, we'll see what happens, with the stock market and Nvidia there that went bananas and is affecting, of course, the S&P 500 with it. So very interesting next few hours, and we'll see into tomorrow what could potentially here happen with XRP. Let me know in the comment section. What do you think? Do you think this is a false flag? It's a bear trap, a bull trap, and that this movement is going to sell off like these previous, 1, 2, 3 movements did since February 5th? Or is this final? Actually, you could say even more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then this is the 7th move to the upside. Do you think this is time that we're going to get a nice breakout here, or is this a bullish trap? Let me know in the comment section down below. Don't forget to check out BTCC if you're interested in leverage trading. Again, please trade responsibly. Again, I will get a commission, so thank you for that. Don't forget to smash the like button. Thank you for watching. I hope to see you next time. And like I always say, let's make a lot of money.